Good morning. Thank you very much for coming to this Smart Future series forum. And today is the last one. And we started from the spring. So now we end up this fall. So first of all, and today I think our program has a little bit changed because the speaker has the traffic problem to come here. So we start. I give since we passed in the past 6 months, and we every month we give the lecture, and so first of all we need. I like to acknowledge to appreciate all the speakers' contribution, as well as all these audience for the strong support. So that make this series lecture very successful. The second one is we also like to appreciate all these sponsors, and that's including the Montgomery County, as well as FAPACC. And today the leader is also here. We also appreciate their support for our series. And I think that this series really help us to learn and to apply, and then also to create the new business in the future. So today, as the last one, and we will have a big panel discussion. So we invite all these representatives from the audience, and the audience, we selected 6 representatives from the audience, and 3 of them is from the CBA, and 1 is from the SAPA, and the other is from the Hopkins Enterprise Club, and also we have the another one is from our Maryland delegates. The Chao is not arrived yet. Oh, arrived here. Oh, okay. So let's welcome the Chao is our Maryland's delegates. So let's welcome Chao to give the opening remark. Okay.
Sure. Thank you very much, Henry.
Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Chao. I'm Maryland State Delegate from District 9A, representing Howard and Montgomery County. And I serve in the Ways and Means Committee. This committee focuses on the tax and the education, gaming, and the election. So my background is data science, working in AI domain. I did a lot of different work in the data science area, and including real estate and investment, and then cybersecurity. I served a lot of projects focused on federal agencies. So I really appreciate the Greater Washington Enterprise Club, Entrepreneur Club, right? And so bring the people together, bring all the knowledge together, try to find some new paths. Say, how can we innovate? How can we create more business? How can we get more talent coming together to serve the greater Washington, D.C. area? I really appreciate the leadership and all the people who come to speak and all the audience who come to engage. I believe this will be a great start. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the other 2 speakers is not arrived yet. So we switch that program, and let me switch another. Just a minute. 开始了，已经开始。OK，好，谢谢啊，谢谢。OK，好。哦，sorry。So we started to in this for spring, and we four of us to start to organize this lecture series lecture, and also we appreciate that Chavis Joe to help us to design all these beautiful flight. And so we have the announcement in the before the series started. So we also published that information in the Meihua Shangbao, okay, the local newspaper. So this is where we have started, and this is the first lecture, and Victor Wang give the talk. He started to teach us how to load the software, how to load the AI, and how to use the AI, and how to create the new purpose using the AI. So this is where we started. So this is a very important to make the foundation of all of us. Then the second lecture is by the Kevin Ho. He is here today too. So he gives that he spent the 2 years to create the AI driven the molecular design for the biopharmaceutical company. So that's also very great efforts and the talents to create such a things in DC. I think this area, because the NIH, FDA, and a lot of university, so we have a lot of talents and create a lot of different AI-driven machine software and all these things. And you will hear someone down the road that talk about use the AI, how to apply for the registration and for the new drug for the compliance with the FDA regulation. So all these efforts, Kevin just one of that and represent the great Washington area people is actively reacted to the new wave of the AI. So that's another important talk. And then we, in the July, we have the third talk is by Zhiyong Xie. Zhiyong is a longtime Pfizer director of the bioinformatics. And so he used his experience and how to use this clinical trial data to combine with the AI to make sure the clinical trial is on the right track. So that is also very impressive talk. Then we have the Yingxia initiate this event. This is another workshop, and this workshop is combine the AI business with the investment. So we invite the Maryland's investment company, Teleco CEO, Troy, to give a talk and to give the guidance and how we use AI as an initiative to jump our business and economics in the greater Washington D.C. area, the DMV area. So this is another successful. You can see that so many pictures give us a very deep, very nice memory. Then fourth one is in August. I think people are also very impressed by the Dr. Bo Song. And the Bo Song is talk about the imaging area. Okay, apply the AI to the imaging area and how to get the information from the imaging to get the bioinformatics information and all these bioscience, biotech, and the new drug information from there. And he gives the very complete from the beginning, from the most basic to the advanced imaging process and pathology combination to give us an overview of that. That is also very impressive. And Bo Song is also invited by Feng Hao from the Hopkins Enterprise Club. So we come together from everywhere, from DC, from Baltimore, from Virginia, everywhere we make this successful. Then even, from China. So the last month we have this one is concentrated on the AI regulation and how we, apply the regulation to the AI. So make sure it will not create some fraud. Okay. So this is from the speaker from the Beijing, China, Japan Friendship Hospital, and they give the talk about how to standardize, the whatever you do the AI or you do the regulation, the standard is the whatever which country, the standard is the same. Okay, you got to put the people's, the drug's efficacy and the safety first. So whatever it is, you need to consider you use the AI to take these advantages together. So finally, we have today's talk. Okay, today's activity is we have the discuss from all the audience, and we selected these 6 representatives to talk their practice, their thoughts, and their vision for the AI in the future. So I think that is another fun lecture today we will have. So based on all these things, I think in my opinion, so I like to share my personal opinion on AI. And I think since the establishment and development of the LLM and has into a new area, or you call the new phase of agentic AI applications and advancements. In fact, this is awarded with the Nobel Prize last year. So that is also, I think it's a bigger push for the AI in the worldwide, how to, make the education, how to make the application, and how to create the new business opportunity. And second is, the AI is now across the different fields, and it's a fully demonstrated, it's a high efficiency and the productivity and very profound impact and significance in the economic development. And we also can see this is just a beginning. We even have them even more, I think even powerful driver for the society and economic development. I think the AI will spread to every field. So our series 1 is a focus on biopharmaceutical area applications, but following this series 1, you will see how we planning for the future. And the other things is the population popularized the promote the AI is still in the early stage. So we still have a lot of work to do since this series started. And I think we will apply this AI technology to even more areas and more different fields to help the people to improve their working efficiency and for their economic development. But also, we also see current AI system, most of that is based on the big data. Okay, so when you have the big data, then use this AI to integrate all these data, then to make the logic right, thinking and to pick up the right answer. So this is a current stage. So how can we start from here and further to push the AI technology to create the conscious? So in the future, if this AI can consciously to create the new things and create the new ideas, that probably will have the even better development and the even more deeper impact on our development. And the other thing is very important is the current AI itself doesn't have the immunity. Okay, he cannot distinguish what is the right data, what is the wrong data, all these things. So that's also very important. How can we to avoid the AI itself create some mistake and misleading? Okay, that's also we need to develop the AI technology itself. And I think that is very important. And the last one I think is also important is the AI can do the good things for the human being, but we also see the possibility people using the AI do some bad things for the human being. For example, use the AI to initiate the war. And that is we against it. And that is we need to avoid that. And that is, I think, we need the delegates to have the legislation and how to have the global legislation to stop that kind of development, that direction, and to ensure the AI is doing the good things for the human being, not create any trouble for the human being. And I think that we really need some law and legislation to do that. So that's my opinion on the AI, that process. That so far we learned. So then finally, I think we like to use this opportunity to express our appreciation to all these people help this series lecture. Okay, and here we mention all these people. Yu Bing is here, Rong Tao is here, and Xing Yu is not there. Jian Hua and Jun Zhao and Su Meiji and James Ball. James Ball is not coming yet. He will give the talk. And Li Yan, Victor is here, and Kevin Ho is here, and Ziyong Xie, we mentioned that, and Troy, Yingxia is here too, and we also have the Kai Zhi. Kai Zhi is not here today. He gave the talk in the workshop, and Dao Zhan, Bo, Su Kun Yao, that's from the Chinese-Japan Friendship Hospital. And Sheng Xiao give the regulatory talk. And Lu Ping and Chao is here. And also Xu Yang is here too. And today he will share his thoughts with us. And Yongchang is online. He is in China right now. Lily is also here, our medical doctor here. And also we have the Feng Liu, that's our SAPAS leader in DC chapter. And we also have Feng Hao from the Hopkins club. Travis Jiu and Kent Liu. Kent Liu is help us to make the last flight. So that's also, we appreciate that. And Clarence Land is not arrived yet, and some others did. But today, I think we especially efforts to thank Joe Wang. Dr. Wang is help us to give all these possibility we can make this meeting here. Okay, so I like to use this opportunity to appreciate all these people give the support, give our French, make this series is possible. And so, we also take this opportunity to appreciate all the leaders, friends, support, and as well as these 9 organizations for the sponsorship. That today is appreciated that FAPACC has a leader here to give us to support. So that is very important. Then this is not yet. This is just a simple, small summary for our past 6 months. So what's the next? And I think we will start the panel discussion, and also we will introduce all these speakers. And but I think overall, we appreciate everyone's efforts, and see you next time. So the next session, and as the next session, Victor, you want to say something here? Yeah. Come out.
Hi, this is Victor Wang, and Dr. Yang have just talked about the first 6 months. This is, as he said, this is only the beginning. Although we've done 6 speak, but we have more to come. One thing we've learned is that from the last six talk, there's a big need for this AI knowledge and training. So so we'll continue, and going forward, we are going to not just focus on one area like medical, right? Essentially, we're just going to do whatever is hot, urgent on people's mind. But we do have some topics we know is going to be very needed. So very quickly, AI frontiers and breakthroughs. For example, AGI, when it's going to come, is it going to come, how it's going to impact our society, robotics, and multimodal models. That's very, very hard and have a lot of uncertainty. That's going to be one of our focus. Another one is finance, right? Finance is one area AI is applying very, very broadly and intensely. And Web3, digital economy, cryptocurrency, that's something very interesting and very needed. And then IT data use AI to write code. Will it replace developers, or can it do more than just simple coding? Can it do architect? The governance, of course, is important. Ultimately, we want a future where AI and human can work together rather than AI replace human or human use AI to destroy human, right? So that's a big topic we will touch. And finally, entrepreneurship. This is another great change in society. There will be a lot of opportunities there. So we used to do once a month, but going forward, we're going to probably do it once other month. The reason being, In between the month, our entrepreneur, Great Washington Area Entrepreneur Club will have membership only in-person talks. Members share their views, their idea, and see if there's opportunities. We're going to invite investors, invite some people who have been successful there. So in fact, November 1st, we will have one session, and stay tuned. And finally, I'd like to hope our series is going to make a contribution to a future where we all like, rather than a future that is depressing. Thank you. I hope you can all enjoy our continued series.
Thank you very much, Victor. And now I think now we have the chance to have another one to give the talk. Let me pull the slides on there. Okay. So now we welcome our keynote speaker. Yeah. Mr. James Ball to give us keynote speak. And his talk is AI changes the world. And that's what we looking forward. James, all yours.
All right.
Okay.
Good morning, everyone. It's a Saturday weekend. Yeah, appreciate it. We still have a lot of people.
Okay, go ahead. Good.
Okay, all right. For AI change the world. Yeah, just this is I request to give very brief summary. So I just want to give a very high level information about the overall landscape, the past of the AI, what has happened in the past, and maybe highlight a little bit my idea, my thought about future AI potential. A lot of could happen, but just share a few. Start with the review about has happened in the past over 50 years. Think about technology progress. We cannot avoid Silicon Valley. That is really the technology capital. Silicon Valley really start with the last century, 1940s, from Hewlett Packard. They has developed a new way of management, bring the technology into the new level. In the 1950s, 60s, Nobel Prize winner Charlotte started the company in Silicon Valley, moved from Bell Lab from East Coast to Silicon Valley, got some funding and started company. There's one was very famous in the 1950s, Fairchild. A lot of well-known pioneers were growing from there. I remember there was engineer conference in 1969. There were 400 attendees. Only 24 people not from Fairchild. Remaining over 90%, some way somehow work with the Fairchild. So Fairchild really is plant the seeds for Silicon Valley to make the great San Francisco area become Silicon Valley. Get into 1960s, 70s, then there's chips has been booming, hardware has become very dominant industry in Silicon Valley. With the mature of the hardware and chips, the personal computer emerging, from IBM and Apple. Microsoft started developing OS system for IBM, and the personal computer get into the world, getting into the community. In the late 90s, with the TCP developed and popular, I remember early 90s people still in the golfer to explore the internet. That's the internet age, and number of browsers become available, and people start using internet. That's the internet age, and like Yahoo and a number of well-known company was started that age. Also, China has a number of .coms like Sohu, many other startups, and also my friend Dave is also serial entrepreneur, one of the pioneer of .com. So end of session, if anybody interested to chat with him, probably surprised what you can learn from. He, my 40 years friend in Tsinghua, one of my best friend in Tsinghua, alumni. He got his bachelor in Harvard University and decided to went back to China late 90s. In the several wave of the technology progress. Anyway, then get into this century with Apple, with mobile network available. So we got into mobile social network getting very popular. And recent decade, we summarize technology group. We say A, B, C, D, F, G. From AI, big data, blockchain, cloud computing, edge computing, hardware. So that's become more integrated technology framework. But that's a general for technology progress. Now we are looking from AI perspective. Actually, AI progress has been pretty in line with the technology progress. from middle of last century, 1965, AI terminology has been come to the place after, Dartmouth conference. And also same time frame, 1950s, Alan Turing has proposed Turing test. In 1960s, ELIZA as a first chatbot has been developed, and after that, we also started have a expert system, different AI technology has been developing, like convolutional neural network. Later on, IBM Watson, and from 2017, actually, Google has developed a transformer. That is the foundation of large language model. Yeah, this is just very brief summarize what has been developed past over 60, 70 years related about AI. Right now, the AI family are four key elements: data, algorithm, computing power, and applications. And also for AI progress from machine learning, deep learning. Now we are in the large language model from getting attention from community by 2022 of November, when ChatGPT 3.5 become available and getting capability to resolve people daily inquiry in life. So that's getting attention, and within only like a couple of months, their user has been increased over 100 million. That's breaking the record. And also, last year has been very interesting year for Nobel Prize. For Nobel Prize Physics Award goes to the related AI, because Dr. Jeff Hinton, expanded the restricted Boltzmann machines. That is a foundation of the modern deep learning revolution. So that create the AI really booming. That's a very important foundation. So the Nobel Prize of Physics goes to somebody related to AI. And the same thing for Nobel Prize Chemistry goes to AI, because we know AlphaGo has been able to beat mass player in the world easily, and the AlphaZero has been 100-0 to win AlphaGo. The AlphaFold goes to step further. That's AI system accurately predicts protein structures. This breakthrough revolutionized the protein science by allowing researchers to determine the 3D shapes of proteins in fraction of the time. Because before the AlphaFold, the protein structure require top scientists to spend years of time to reveal for the entire protein family, in order to really, by old-fashioned way, to solve it, get an answer, need tens of thousands of top scientists of tens of thousands of years. With the AI, with AlphaFold, only less than a year to get all 200 million protein structure, discovered. So that's why the chemistry Nobel Prize goes to AI related group. Yeah, so that's very interesting for the entire world. How people, how academic recognize the AI, the role in the scientist field. Yeah, this year we call AI Agent Year, and because that's going to be used for all kinds of possible field applications. So this is just rough key typical agent structure, sequential type, plan action type, and tree type. Yeah, that's just to highlight the key AI agent structure, architecture, and also AI agent will change how software development developed. So like entry point is from coding to natural language, for the role from orders to coders to designers, architecture from microservices to agent workflows, and also organization and the human AI symbiosis, and also many others like ecosystem from apps to agents, process from pipeline to agent-based software development life cycle. Many areas because of AI, because of AI agent, because of AI of framework, totally going to redefine the software development process and mode. And also from the landscape of AI, for the core part of it, AI, few key layers, prospection from user interface, API, sensors, other data aggregation systems, also data transforms, and cognitive planning, agent, state of memory management for the action is a tool library, RAG, prompt library. Those are also very important because before software development is more focused on architecture, design, and coding. Right now with the AI, a lot of code, more higher percentage of AI gonna be the code will be developed by AI. So how to instruct AI, how to give information, how to guide through the coding process. So prompt library or prompt engineering are gonna become more and more important, play more and more important roles. So also standard is from integration, operation, and infrastructure going to be changed as well, from enterprise API, large language model hub, also for operation wide performance, for infrastructure from cloud server for computing power chips. So a lot of areas, many aspects. So the AI will be really impact all the layers of the from application, algorithm, software, hardware, operating system, chips design, computer power, even further, this year has been quite famous, say, AI is about the computing power, and the computing power is about energy. So because of AI, such dramatically, explosionally increase. So they even, impact traditional way how we handle with the or manage energy. Yeah, this is just the landscape of AI, some area and some players for different part of the AI. The AI whole ecosystem or supply chain has become huge industry. Right now, world biggest company, NVIDIA is almost close to 4.5 trillion. Just one company, and actually they just focus on one layer and one fraction of the market. So overall of the AI is definitely is a number of hundreds of trillions near future. So that's create a lot of opportunities. I remember, and maybe I may mention a little later, I have a many slides to go. So that's also from this perspective to show AI community players. I try to skip too much information there. There's also some powerful tools, popular tools are available out there. And this is just want to focus on few typical sectors, that we have more direct feeling from our daily life. Number one is health, because a lot of people here and past this AI series really focus on health and medical. So from scientific, from daily life, this is also very important the area for AI to focus on. And with the AI, with the life science, a lot of people are talking about that within next 5-10 years, average lifespan probably from mid-70s could go to 120, 130. So we will see major lifestyle change if that really can happen. With AI also can do a lot of things about the health and medical. I just list a few here. With AI can integrate health system to proactively sensor and intelligent intervention. Also can identify disease before system show. That will prevent problem happen. And also personalized intelligent healthcare, precise decision making for each and every treatment. That's improve the quality and all access quality health beyond the spatial limitation. And there is a system has been developed in China, can reach out to very inconvenient like rural area, but with the AI, they can do the diagnostic check from top medical doctors for a very far rural area. That's a huge improvement for the quality healthcare. Second, very important area is education, because education can become more important. The technology progress, everybody will have a demanding for getting latest information, get educated for the latest technology. So equality and equality has been the two biggest, for the global education. So in the education, personalized AI study assistance for actual learning, and Socratic dialects for the independent thinking is also way big help for with the AI. Synergy is between the human and the AI teachers for targeted instruction, and also AI teachers demanding for tutoring, many others. Yeah, even past week we had start competition. They're proposed AI for online education. So there are many initiatives around this community. And also, manufacture has been a very, very important sector for our daily life. We whatever use, we touch, all come from different manufacturers. So with AI, manufacturing will be as a service. So that's going to be redefining the synergy between the industrial customers and enterprises. With the manufacturing as a service model represent a shift in the role of manufacturers from product producers to service providers will change how things going to be work. And also by integrating customers into end-to-end production process through technological enablement and paradigm innovation. Also, manufacturing as a service establish new form of industrial partnership centered on service, collaboration, and the user experience. Yeah, finance has been very important for individual, for company, organization, even for country, because they cover so many areas. So whether AI, financial institution will embed their capabilities into all kinds of third-party intelligent ecosystems based on model context protocols, could integrate with the payment, intelligent risk, management, settlement, wealthy management, many. So there's also a lot of imagination, a lot of work, a lot of innovation going to be involved, rely on expertise to explore. Yeah, we mentioned about energy, energy with AI is going to be very important as well. Energy system will be evolving into dynamically balanced, highly intelligent energy ecosystems, low carbon development with ensuring reliable power supply. Energy storage plants will store energy effectively, and electric vehicles will be charged in a coordinated manner based on intelligent dispatching. Also, computing power data center is very important. So data center will be also dynamically adjusted computing and electricity. And plus, many other new way of deliver energy and electricity is also going to be empowered by AI computing power, AI new architecture, and AI technologies. And also another very important field is how AI gonna interact with real world. In near future, we are been talking about world model. In the IEEE past few months, after they working hard for 6-7 years, just passed a new standard for a spatial web that's going to be lay the foundation for world model with AI. That's how AI interact with the real world. We talk about robotics, right? If we want to use a robotics to assist us to our daily life, just a home environment, we need the robotic to recognize, real world and what the standard can, reflect their reaction and do the work for us. So this is another whole horizon, another new world, another new opportunity. Yeah, so for the current current stage, we are facing a lot of challenges with AI, insufficient storage space, poor data flow, slow computing, etc. A lot of problems. But with the new algorithms, new computing paradigm, new chips, new hardware, everything could be changed by step. So we'll next 10 years, we'll see the computer speed will be increased, tremendously. Efficiency will be introduced tremendously, could be 1,000 times, 10,000 times, even 100,000 times, because demanding on the computing power is based on few months ago, actually less than months, actually only 3 weeks ago, Huawei has a quick report. He has hired hundreds of top scientists, engineers, spent over a year to create a report. They concluded computer power and or energy power required by computer power going to be increased 100,000 times. So, we cannot, based on current technology, to increase hundreds of times. That's become incredible. It's very efficient. In order to meet that goal, we have to increase the efficiency. We have to develop a new innovative way to handle the workload, the power workload. Yeah, this is just summary. Moving forward, 5 key technology areas. One is intelligent technology. We are progressing, and more development down the road. From transformer, maybe quantum or many other methodology, technology going to develop, and also communication. Because data has been increased exponentially, so communicate efficiency is going to be very important. So we develop from 3G, 5G. Further will be much more advanced technology need to be developed and commercialized in order to support this capacity. And also perception and interaction will be needed to be improved. And also storage computing, we already discussed, and also down the road, a lot more new technology going to be developed. If we pay attention news, almost every day have some exciting news. I woke up this morning, just play my computer, play my cell phone. There is another new technology developed, I think from one of the top universities in China, that will be increase the speed of calculation by 100 times. So I'm not sure how quick they can commercialize, but they are saying if that become available, we'll be doing much more, much faster and much lower price than immediate technology. So I think they are trying to challenge the biggest boy in the world. Of course, at the end of the bottom of the whole infrastructure, energy also need to be evolutionized. So the old technical together will be able to bring us to the new generation of the AI, to create all the AI agent to help our daily life and work, and solve all the possible problems. So yeah, it's a lot of things could be down the road. We are all looking forward, and also we hope we all work hard together to make the wonderful expectation happen. Yeah, this is just from Stanford report, because we have a lot of AI technology, a lot of tools have developed. So we'll be curious how investment side react on the AI field. Right now, I have some entrepreneurs, they not really AI, they're more like a traditional sector. They are complaining, there's a lot of money there, but they pretty much all spend on AI. So this is a real figure from USA last year, about 500 billion on AI. China is the second, is a little over 100 billion. So other countries are much smaller scale. And also we'll be interested how the AI impact our job market. This is also from same Stanford report, summarized AI job. On top also is California about 100,000, and we are the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia. All together is very good. I believe if we add them up, also over 50,000, about the top 3 in whole USA. So we are in the right area. One more word on this. I was trying to say, but I just leave here. I read another article a few weeks ago. Bill Gates has threw out his views about jobs next 5-10 years. Because of AI, will be 800,000 jobs will be disappeared. But also with AI, another 900,000 jobs will be created. So, in near future, will be category not by before, you are medical, or you are educator, or you are manufacturer people. Basically, you are AI able, you're capable of AI or not capable of AI. So that will become a very important indicator of jobs. Because AI, why it's powerful? Because anything we can predefine, know exactly process and the rule, then can be replaced by AI. So what AI cannot do is from 0 to 1, is something new, has not happened in the past, nothing, no data, no informed reference, no data can establish AI model. So leave our human to really focus on do the innovative jobs from 0 to 1. So this is just an overview of innovation. Because we talk about innovation, we talk a lot of we bring a lot of concepts. So architectural innovation, process innovation, product innovation, financial innovation, a lot of terms. So that's I organized in 7 category, and under each category to organize the different terminology, so help you to get an overall picture when you think about AI, when you think about development, you know, which area are you falling to, so you can map yourself properly, present yourself properly. Yeah, this is not the main subject. I'll quickly touch, give you a hint about this. And this is a book about this subject. Innovation and technology change the world. This is the book structure, and also how to develop innovation capability. I put like a 5 more: think more, observe more, listen more, speak more, and practice more. Yeah, the book has a lot more detail. I don't want to go through it. This you can find online if you Baidu. Has been awarded last year as a best book 2024 for Tsinghua Press. And also we talk about how important about energy. This is another book. It's printing right now in China. Energy revolution. This might be helpful for you as well, because today we want a quick summary. Just for more background information, you can refer those books. And also I have other books related with AI. AI and Big Data Reshaped World is published in 2020, and also other books on the way as well. Yeah, so today, just use this short time opportunity to share some overall, I'm thinking how AI could change the world, and hope give you some little clue, and let's work together and to really be part of it and really change the world. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Yes. Yeah.
Any time for questions?
Sure. Go.
Question, Jim, how do you foresee our educational institutions preparing tomorrow's laborers who will be working for these industries? I enjoyed that slide about the 5 key words. Those are basic skills.
Yeah, right.
How do you foresee the challenge, dealing with the challenge of making sure our kids have these skills?
Yeah, I think that's a very important for AI age. I think education need to be innovated as well, because before we were more knowledge-based education system. Now we need to be more process-based or system-based. More how to encourage kids to explore the world, become more innovative. So that's very important. And also, whereas more learning from books, now I think we can like practice, learn from practice. It's very important. Yeah.
Maybe I can add one thing. I'm more thinking about education as more because I call it personalized education. So in the past, where you're sitting in the classroom, you're kind of receiving the same information, and even teachers can accommodate the need, but suddenly there's a big classroom, and how we can put more of tailored education to each personal need, because each human is different. They have different strengths and different weaknesses. So how can you grow a student, and just think about from that perspective? I think that's something we should focus on.
So James, just on the education, with AI coming, do you think kids will still need to go to college?
That's a very good question. I think it's still good need to go to college, but you know, what they learn from college will be could be a lot different what was learning right now, yeah.
Actually, I think there's even more need to go to college, to learn social skill,
yeah. That's
social
one thing,
skill,
yeah.
people interaction. Because right now AI has made people more isolated.
Yeah, right.
So recently I talked with young couple, and the wife just talked to ChatGPT every day when she's not happy. So,
AI boyfriend, AI girlfriend.
yeah.
Wow. Thank you, James.
All right, thank you.
It's a really comprehensive AI summary. Not only talk about the AI history and also bring us the future. What's the work we need to be done, right? Healthcare, education, manufacturing, energy, infrastructure, all mentioned it. So that is from the history to the challenge in the future. So give the overall AI talk. That's a very wonderful talk. Thank you very much, James. Let's give another slide. So now we move to next step. Next section is we have the panel discussion. So that is use this way to summarize what we learned in the past and also what we learned today. So we previously asked lots of different questions to the audience and then collect their question and what's the people they are interested. So we along these questions we can go along to talk about that. So first of all, I'd like to introduce all these panelists, and some of that is previously we introduced, but I think I like to have each of them to introduce yourself to the audience. So let's start, Dr. Wu.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So we actually got two other guests. So Clarence and yeah.
Wow.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, come in. So it's just on the right time, okay? Just on the right time, okay.
So you want to then introduce yourself?
Yeah, also let's go back and I think
Your picture there.
yeah. Let's go back. Okay, so now we switch our program a little bit because some of our guests, they have some different arrangements in this morning. So we very fortunately invited our Maryland Senator, Dr. Lems, now is here. So let's welcome Dr. Lems to give some opening. Okay, Dr. Lems.
Sure, so, do you want me to stand up or do you want me to?
Oh, whatever. You can breathe.
Very official here, but, so, I think Delegate Wu might have already spoken earlier, no? Yeah, okay. So, hi, I'm Senator Clarence Lam with the Maryland General Assembly, pleased to be here along with some of my colleagues, and to be able to welcome all of you, for this day on AI. I think it's obviously a very important topic, one that many of us in the General Assembly have been keeping an eye on as well. But we know that it's a growing field, and particularly for me, with my background as a physician, I'm on faculty at Johns Hopkins, and also with a background in science. There's a lot moving in the field of AI, that we are standing probably at the cusp of revolutionary change when it comes to our understanding of artificial intelligence. That if you look back, 100 years ago, there was the Industrial Revolution, which really accelerated our ability to do manufacturing and changed a lot of how we process goods and produce goods, that we are now standing probably at a similar cusp about a century later when it comes to AI. And I think all of you in this room probably know that. It presents a lot of opportunities, presents a lot of challenges. I think for all of us, we see that it can really support our communities, can support businesses, can support our economy, support growth. But we are still, particularly as policymakers, still trying to figure all of this out. We're still trying to understand how we can help support the AI community and those, like many of you, who work in that space without stifling it, while recognizing that there probably needs to be certain protections in place and guardrails as well. And so we, in the General Assembly have looked at this and stand ready to assist all of you, to support the work that you do, and to use us as a opportunity to reach out and to better inform us about what you feel like are appropriate policies and regulations and laws to be able to support both support the work that you do, but also provide those protections that will help us reassure our constituents and the general public that with all of these changes, with all the acceleration, with all the advancements when it comes to AI, that we can provide our constituents the assurance that what they're seeing is going to be okay, is going to be safe, and ultimately will help people and help our society. Because I think all of you recognize that there's a lot of potential when it comes to AI and growth. We just need to make sure that we support that, uplift it, and reassure the community and the public that what they'll be seeing will be advancements. And so I want to thank you for organizing all of this. And there may be some people online as well to be able to kind of bring all these leaders into the room to be able to talk about a really important topic. And I know that both Delegate Wu and I in the General Assembly will keep an eye out on a lot of these important issues, but please use us as a resource. We're here to support all of you. I know Dr. Yang Yu is also with the Governor's Commission on Asian Pacific American Affairs and maybe speaking shortly as well. But know that you have both the support of the legislative branch and also Dr. Yang in representing the executive branch as well. The governor's office, I know, supports a lot of this development to be able to bring businesses and growth here to Maryland. This will be a real opportunity for the future for the state of Maryland, and we want to be there to support it. So thank you so much. We're really happy to be here. And if there's anything that we can do, please feel free to reach out to all of us. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Len. I think that, today you just come to the right time. So this AI application and empowerment lecture series past 6 months. Each month we have the lecture and start to beginning to teach the people how to download the software, how to open the software, and how to use the AI do your job, to help you to do the job. So that is then our first series is focused on the biotech and the pharmaceutical industry, because this is
I'm sorry. Good morning, guys. We have one more small portion of fire alarm testing that's going to happen, and it should last about 15 minutes.
Okay.
You guys are not required to leave the area, but
okay.
it may be loud or,
okay.
or annoying.
Okay.
I just want to let you know it's
okay. Thank you very much. So we will pay attention to. So that is we start to use that AI idea and to apply that how to do the our research and development, how to do our clinical trial, how to do the imaging learning, and how to comply with the FDA's regulation. All these series, each talk have the specific topic to go over. So today is the last one, and that's why we invite you to come here to see all these people came from the DMV area, and we work together and we talk to each other, we communicate to each other, and to help each other and to make a new wave for the AI economic development in DMV area. So this is where we are, and we really appreciate Dr. Ram's remark, give such an inspiration talk. So now let's welcome Dr. Yu from another perspective to talk how we, as the people's organization, how do we work together with the government, with all these different organizations together to talk, to push the AI further.
Thank you,
Dr.
Chairman.
Yeah, you just stay. Yeah, that will do. That will move.
I had my back to everybody.
That's awesome. Thank you for the current technology use. Good morning, everyone. I'm very honored to be here today on behalf of Governor Westmore. And thank you to Chairman Yang for the invitation. And thank you to Dr. Yang for putting together this lecture series and all the volunteers. So as Dr. Lam said, Maryland will continue supporting the important work around AI. And in January 2024, Governor Westmore actually issued an executive order on the responsible and productive use of AI. So this initiative established the AI cabinet, which is developing a statewide AI action plan that to ensure the fairness and transparent use of AI and promoting AI knowledge and skills across the government, the state government. And this lecture series really reflects the spirit of innovation, collaboration, and responsibility. Together, we can make sure that these technologies really serve people, strengthen our communities, and create opportunities for all. Again, congratulations on the success of this AI lecture series, and thank you for leading the way. Thank you.
So that's also very inspiring talk. So we all people from everywhere, every different nations, and all work together, communicate together. So this is a wonderful. We have that today, and specifically today we issue acknowledge that our support from the FAPACC.
Yes.
So do you want to give some talk? Yeah.
My name is Stu Rutchick,
Yeah.
and I've had the honor of being the administrator for the foundation of the Asian Pacific American Chamber of Commerce, based here in Montgomery County, for the last few years. I have also enjoyed our relationship with the Montgomery County Office of Economic Development, and in a grant through them, we've been able to facilitate to be a co-sponsor of this wonderful series. And it's really been an honor. And this is the second one I've had an opportunity to attend. I'm very proud of that, and I appreciate your making me welcome, and very, very well followed and very highly respected. I think the fact that you brought together such leadership among the industry and the political leadership of our state and throughout the region is a very major statement about where the future might be. And although the full picture may be at a time that none of us will see, it's up to us to plant those seeds so that the continuation of these relationships, is consistent and sustainable through economic, political, and world change. It's a very exciting thing to see. Myself, I have a background in economic development, and so I appreciate the requirement of what it takes for a business executive to be able to grasp onto a technology, fit it into their world and how they're doing their business, and then grow in partnership with the leadership that helps make it happen. I only hope Maryland and Montgomery County can keep up to the pace of what's happening in terms of incentives and innovative ideas. It's a big challenge for this immediate area. And it's great though that the mindset is there to want to make it happen. And I only wish you the best of luck. And again, speaking our pleasure, not only through the foundation, but through the Asia Pacific American Chamber of Commerce to encourage your consideration and activity. And I just make one last comment. In my relationship with the county, I have a commitment to return to them these evaluations. So at the end of the day, before you leave, please turn that in and be certain that you sign the attendance sheet so we can share with all the wonderful people that were here and else. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
We certainly appreciate the support from the Asia Pacific Economic Chamber. And I think we want to continue our relationship and in the future work together to push our Maryland, Virginia, and DC area have the even more development progress we can make. And I appreciate all these remarks for this last lecture for the series 1, and also appreciate James gives the overview and gives that future work to pre out the to have such a future picture there. Okay, so everywhere we can work. So now we move to our last session is about the panel discussion. And we just have the Dr. Wu to introduce himself again, and let's continue.
Okay, thank you, Henry. So good morning, everyone. We're not in sleep, right? So I really appreciate Professor Wu and starting that whole survey. I think that's really helping a lot of people here understand the landscape AI has been evolving over the last maybe 50 years we talk about, right? But especially over the last 30 years. Many of us actually participate in this, either using internet or mobile phone, right? Now we're using large language model or the ChatGPT. We see there are huge changes, and then we don't know where it ends, right? For me, I'm an active participant about this AI machine learning stuff. I personally program with quantum computer, right? I think quantum computing have a place in the future, really revolutionize a lot of computation, makes it much faster. But right now it's not a general purpose. And then at the same time, I'm a machine learning data scientist. So I design a lot of machine learning algorithms in different areas and deliver the algorithm right to our clients. So I get involved with all the kind of stuff. Then at the same time, I have background in sensors and robotics. I can see and like all this kind of humanoid, especially you can see what from China, right? They're doing a lot of stuff, capable of doing a lot of stuff. So we can see a lot of development. At the same time, we don't know where eventually you will land because there are a lot of investment. But we mentioned earlier, $410 billion in the United States, and in China, there's more than $100 billion. And so for me, I think the two perspectives I always look at, one is from legislative side, because of the legislator. I don't want to be kind of stifle our innovation. That's what Senator Lam said. For me, I would think about what can we prepare and really enhance our competitively in economy, and especially in AI, like in drug discovery, medicine discovery, or health, preventive health. Many others we can use AI to enhance and find a new opportunity or start a new company. That's something I always think is important, especially for DMV area. And so when I think about legislation, for example, last year I started legislation called training data transparency. And because we know for large language model, many other machine learning models, if their data has a problem, that bring inherent, for example, bias and other issues in their model, and then their inference will got a problem. And there's no standard, right? Try to guarantee your model is fair. There are no bias and other issues, and there are no harm. But the challenge is how to really regulate that. So I propose a bill. Then we hear a lot of experts from industry. They said the bill is bad, and and so eventually the bill didn't pass. Right? I can see it's a huge problem there. But at the same time, I think as a legislator, we think about this issue, and we really pay attention to what's happening right now. As I said, come back. But I don't want our legislation can be hinder our progress. I think it always compare the development of AI in China, in US, in EU. I think EU, because they really over-regulate. That's the reason their AI industry is kind of not developing at all compared to the United States, right? And in China, they took a different path, right? They're kind of more regulated, but it's not like EU. You couldn't do anything, right? And so I always put that perspective in my mind whenever I think about regulations related to AI. And so that's the regulation side. The other side, I would say, service side. So our state government, many local governments need a lot of services. And a lot of services actually is not up to the standard we're expecting, especially for constituents. So I really hope that anyone in the audience, right, online or offline, think about what you can bring kind of new service embodied with AI to help the state government to revamp their service. So one example, if you go to our the comptroller's office website or the unemployment website, I just think think about, oh, we're going back 30 years ago. Look at their UI, look at their interface, look at how they interact with people. It's just really old fashioned. I know it's very costly to change everything, but with a lot of the advancement in data engineer side, data science side, UI side, I definitely feel and believe they should really overhaul their website to provide a much better service to our constituents. We spend $1 billion a year on their service, but the quality of that is really not to the standard we're expecting. So if any of you have experience where build enterprise level data service, right? I think the state government is looking for the new solution to really change that. So that's from the government service side. Anything like education, I personally feel there are a lot of opportunities bring AI into education. I served 4 years on school board. I definitely see we are still use the same way to teach our students for several hundred years, right? And now the students are smart, right? They use ChatGPT to probably sometimes answer teachers' questions. What can we do? I don't think a teacher will always do the fact like AI checks, right? And what can we do? Because a lot of stuff we ask students to memorize long time ago, they don't need to memorize anymore, right? Their AI has a much bigger brain than ourselves now. And then for some specialized area, for example, special education, what kind of different service you can bring, really individualized service to our students who are not the general students, right? And their need quite different from different one type of special service to honors type of special service. What can we do differently? I think that there are a lot of opportunities there, and a lot of entrepreneurs, I think, working on this area. I think some of you definitely can join this trend and make sure we're able to provide the money there and bring new opportunity to serve our students. There are many different areas of service. I think just put your skills, your team together, try to find a way to really bring the new experience to our constituents, to our students. That would be much appreciated. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Yang. Thank you, Dr. Wen. My name is Xu Yang Song, and I work with drugs every day. I'm not a drug dealer. For the last 15 years, have been in the field for the new drug development, and I'm a pharmacist by training, and then I work with FDA. I worked with AstraZeneca about 8 years, and later I joined a biotech company focused on the oncology drug. Right now, I'm heading 2 departments. One is clinical pharmacology, and the second department is drug metabolism and pharmacokinetics department. And you don't need to understand what that is, but it's just the 2 departments for the drug development. We have a specialty. It's using the modeling to support the drug development. And recently they call a word called MIDD, model-informed drug development. And now with the AI technology, it's under the AI umbrella. It's a part of the AI. So I'm really looking forward to today's discussion and learning from all the leaders from industry and also state of Maryland. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Yuan is a very capable young person. So we can talk a lot to in drug development process. So next one, Feng Hao.
Thank you, Dr. Yang, and Delegate Wu Chao and Senator. Thank you so much for coming to this. And I heard a lot about AI and big data, those kind of stuff in the last maybe 1 decade or so. And now we are really here seeing different people from different sectors joining together we see the synergy here. I think that is the time that we have to make some decision, we have to make some action. So really, I really appreciate, Dr. Yang and also other organizers to bring all this together. I mean, for me, I have a very simple background. I'm an innovator. I also have a complex background, wearing multiple hats. I would say I'm an innovator, I'm an entrepreneur, and also educator. So there are different perspectives that I feel that there are, like AI can be embedded into my workflow to improve the quality of what I'm doing and improve the efficiency I'm doing. But there are also a lot of things. I feel like that if I want to introduce a framework that I will teach in this group, it's easy to understand the benefit of some technology, no matter AI or not. It's also easy to see that a lot of risk associated with that. So that might hinder you from being user of that. But what is a really less understood is the cost of doing that. So I think with now expert from the entire 4 different backgrounds, so we can really talk together, really to figure out how to navigate the triangle and really find the benefit with reduced risk with controllable cost for the benefit of all of us. So I know Dr. Yang gave us like 5 or 6 different questions. I mean, I don't have the answers to all of them. I'm sorry. but I do think like AI or whatever you call it, machine learning, whatever you call it, it offers us this promising potential to unlock the deadlock or dilemma that we're facing. Like we know that the impossible triangle, like in healthcare, right? We also have impossible triangle in every different sector. So I think we do have the potential to leverage this technology for doing that. And I really want to echo, Dr. Yang's your opinion about application of AI. There's a lot of them, over there. I think it's very profound impact. It is really at the beginning, and we have to think about that systematically for the benefit and control the risk of this. I think we're in really good time. And the last question was, what is your one word to say? One sentence to say to the audience or something? I think I want to say is that embrace the change, don't battle it. That's my intro. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Hong Hao. Yeah, the next one, Hong Liu is SAPA DC president. So
thank you.
CBA, SAPA should combine together, work together. Yeah.
Thank Dr. Yang, and thank you, Senator Lam, Delegate Wu, and Dr. Yang, and thank you everyone, all the volunteers, and you make this event happening, and I really love the event. I've been part of this very event. I really enjoy it. And for my background, my name is Feng. I'm wearing 2 hats, and so for my daily work, I'm doing clinical research and supporting clinical trials. And another hat I'm wearing is I'm the president of SAPA. SAPA is Central American Pharmaceutical Association, and it happened to be next Saturday is our 10th anniversary, and also you're all welcome to come over. And so what I see from AI perspective is actually I see the 3 levels. One is personal level, like how that impact to our day-to-day. We're kind of looking to ChatGPT, looking to all the AI tools, help us to refine some kind of wording and help us do some coding. And so I think this is more of how we can develop ourselves to be how we lifelong learning. Currently, the technology gap is shortened. I used to be in the field, like I learned something from college, it will last 10, 20, 30 years. Now, you have to keep yourself learning all the time. And another thing I see is more like on the company enterprise level, like organization, including.
Okay,
so
sure.
I do see there, as I mentioned, there's three parts. From the personal level, I talk about lifelong personal learning, and also think about what our human skill you have. I really like what Dr. Bowles' slides on the 5 skills: listen, observe, think, and eventually you can bring your personal human skill into that. And that's the beauty of how human can play into the changing AI changing world. And the second layer I do see is more enterprise, organizational level. And there are a lot of questions coming to, especially if you're older style. In the pharmaceutical and biotech, I consider they're already established. How we can be more innovative in already established field? How can we change that? And I do believe human should play a role in establishing the governance, overseeing all the AI development while we try to deploy all the AI tools. And there can be many challenges. There can be many also advantages. We can see how we can do that. I can talk more how actual deployment of AI tools into day-to-day life. The third pillar, and that's probably the most important part, as Dr. Lam and Dr. Wu and also Dr. Yu talk about, it's a society level. And you know, the one impact could be coming to the job, you know, how economic impact. If one AI is booming, another impact on younger generations. How can we help from educational perspective, the young generation, so they can find their love. Eventually they can do things based on their passion, eventually coming to play a bigger role in this changing world. And a few other thing is more of come to global. You know, they can be imbalanced, the resources. You can see US, China been play a big role in there, and globally, and from energy level, how we can, how the society going to face the same challenges that we have. It's more of regulatory bills coming up, able to support the level of engagement, and how from the assembly perspective, from the government perspective, how can we help to embrace and move this into the right direction, and while still maintain the privacy and have more of, you know, as I mentioned, we don't want to use this type of technology into wars and in something that in the hand that can be more of responsible and peaceful. So back to my role, and so as a both drug developer and also the president of SAPA DC, we're having same goal, is trying to have a platform similar to what we have here to share knowledge, to able to observe and think, and even how to help the society to move into the same direction. At the same time, as my personal level and also company level, as how can we implement and into the technology to help to improve the efficiency for personally, as an enterprise level, and even coming to society. So thank you very much.
Okay, Lily, it's your turn.
Thank you everyone. Thank you, Dr. Governor Yang, Governor Wu, and Senator Yang, Senator Governor. Yeah, thank you, you guys. And my name is Lily Jin. My background is the medical field. I have been practiced as a neurologist for 13 years, and then I did 5 years clinical trial and a couple of years of clinical research. And everyone already talked about the big view of AI will impact in the society, in the Korea. And I just want to focus on the impact for individualized. I want to share my own personal experience for why I switched my career to the neurodiagnostics. So based on the clinical practice, like a physician, as a clinical trial, we always follow the protocol. They're always pre-designed. You just follow. So it's very easy for AI to do this job. So that's why I'm thinking, I don't know how long the AI will replace the job. So, so I think I should move ahead to think about to do more practice work. That's why I moved to do the clinical neurodiagnostic. It's like they practice every day. I use my hand to do the patient individually, one by one. And also I participated to clinical trial in the hospital, Washington Hospital Center. So for the personal thing, for my thing, I said as the human being, we always think about how good AI will be implying our personal life. But as a human being, we have a lot of capacity. We use it or lose it. If we use AI for everything, so we will lose our own capacity. So this is what I'm thinking. So in the future, beside the AI, what human being can do and still keep your capability to live in this system? This is my question. And this is what I want to share my personal experience. Yeah.
Thank you. Dr. Jing is from the medical, from the healthcare and hospital viewpoint. That is another view angle to look at how to apply it. So the last one that Dr. Wang is in China. So now, Dr. Wang, could you take your introduce yourself, Dr. Wang?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Dr. Yang. Hi, everybody. I'm in China, Nanjing now. Actually, my residency is in Maryland. So the AZ is the conference room right now. Usually I attend our group study, led by the Dr. Yang and Dr. Frank Lee, and then I learned a lot. Give you a bit about my background. I'm doing the precision medicine and for both in vitro diagnostic and drug development for the companion diagnostics. So this topic about AI, how I vision in the future, that's a very, very interesting topic. Thank you for the opportunity and sharing and what I see. My background is on the trained as a clinical chemist at the Johns Hopkins Clinical Chemistry at the Department of Pathology. So I vision the whole development of how the precision medicine and the impact in the whole world to diagnostic and treatment. So what I see the AI in the future is important for the precision medicine, the focus on the diagnosis. As everybody knows, the very important part for the disease management is the diagnosis. If we don't have the accurate, precise diagnosis, there's no way for the treatment. Everybody, you have a family members, you have the friends, suffer from the cancer. You know that it's how hard get diagnosis. So I see that the development right now in the whole world, not in the China and not in the US, in the whole world, we do the genomic testing. We do the specific target therapeutic, including the antibody, the large molecule, and CAR-T, CAR-NK stem cells therapy. That's because of the precision medicine. But the AI come along will affect that. We want to get that diagnosis accurate in the future, especially for the rural area. So still have a lot of patients in the developed or developing countries. They need accurate diagnosis. How it happened? I know the real case to share with you guys. In China, one of the company developed a new technology, combine the precision medicine, which is doing more than 200 gene tests and your symptoms, and then the verbally sent to the diagnosis center, what they call the AI analysis center, and help the physician to make the screening first, and then to select or to send them to the major hospital to confirm what the AI developed diagnosis, which is increased efficiency for the diagnosis. So I vision that in the future, we will have, in the field, not only our people working in the precision medicine or the high technology and for helping the patient is from all parts of the society. Government policy is very important. And then the investors put the money for the new companies, initiatives, and all the people working in the field work together. I appreciate the people just in the panelists. They just talk about that the job opportunities, and then they see the big picture in the future. There's a lot of opportunity. Also, sometimes there is a worry about that. What is my job opportunity? Actually, the Robert Kaplan, as the Elon Musk says, it doesn't replace everybody's job. It's a great opportunity for everyone. You need to learn the AI technology, how help you to get the new technology and get the new opportunities. For the college student, this is the right time right now. It's not like they learn what we learned in the past in the college. They will consolidate the new technology, AI, and also the basic medicine, help the people who don't understand that. This is the one comment I want to make. Another comment I want to make for the FDA review process, that because my company have done the business for the in vitro diagnostic and the medical device submission for the 2 decades. And then I know the hurdle is come from the FDA and for the people that are doing the clinical trial and to do that to select the size and how many problems and hurdles. But Marty Makary, he is the new commissioner from the FDA and also from the Johns Hopkins, is a surgeon. He said that he will lead the FDA in the US to get a review process quickly and faster. From 3 days, one document now minimize a few seconds, few minutes. So I appreciate Marty has done a great job as a new commissioner at the FDA to put the AI as a first priority. And we should work together. It's put that positively to face the new challenges. So I'll stop in here. Thank you all.
Dr. Wang. Okay, let's move on. And you know, our six the representative from the audience introduced themselves. So now we started the official discussion. So here is 5 questions came from the audience, and we summarized that 5 questions. The first one is in biopharmaceutical R&D and the clinical study and AI. Which step is the most possible use the AI to get the breakthrough? So that's I think that's Xu Yang's expertise area.
Oh, yeah. Well, as a drug developer, I'm happy to share a few thoughts. And I know many experts or leaders here sharing the same background. Feel free to chime in. So for this question, I believe AI has already achieved the multiple single point breakthroughs across the drug development. What I mean by single point is the isolated and the models to do a specific task across the whole pipeline, from the like AlphaFold, Dr. Bo mentioned, you know, for the protein prediction, and also the platform for the ADMET prediction, and PBPK model for the drug-drug interaction, and also we have a series of a seminar. Those are the single point, like pathology and the biomarker and so on. And in the clinical, we have the smarter clinical trial design and the RWE real world evidence to support the clinical trial application and so on. All those are the ones actually is improve the accuracy and the efficiency, but they still depends on the algorithm and the computing power, and will improve those things gradually. What I can see, the breakthrough in my personal opinion will be the operational efficiency tool once the AI workflow tools embedded into the whole workflow. As Dr. Liu mentioned that a little bit, and also Dr. Wang mentioned, FDA recently has the changed the review process and the promise maybe finish the review process within a few days. And also we know that earlier this year, FDA also published the ELSA system, and it dramatically changed the whole review process. And I think that those technologies are already there. And what is missing is the guidance from an experienced scientist, and then understand the real world problem. The VC probably is still waiting for that, and I think it's just a problem of the time. And that's my opinion.
Maybe I can add a bit more. I agree that so there have been many like I call it disruption or breakthrough in a single point. If you look at the bigger picture and the clinical, I mean, for a drug breakthrough, that's not just simple discovery and development. They also contain so much information from initial, like the chemistry part, and then coming into the candidate selection, animal study, and CMC, that's a manufacturing, and then even you come to the human part, they also have different phases. Each phase, like phase 1, like safety testing, and phase 2, like preliminary efficacy, and phase 3 is more of confirmatory testing. I started to see, many points that the people starting to utilize AI in many of the area, and I think we're missing here are more of, can we get a more of end-to-end solution? I know it's challenging, but certainly just something that bear in mind that how we can integrate all the learnings into discovery, and how we can leverage what we learn from drug discovery, from animal studies, and pass on to clinical trials. Even we know animals are different from human, but there are some similarities. Eventually, how we can learn from early evidence and passing into later. And so there have been so many literatures and on this topic, but AI have to integrate those evidence and help us human to think more how we can bring to the next level. And I was just talking one example in more clinical, in clinical trials, one of the most important thing is patient enrollment. Like say if I want to start in clinical trial oncology, I want the melanoma patients, or I want the lung cancer. But I want to, because usually you only want to special set of population you need. And how I can identify those patients. In a traditional way, I send many of questionnaires to all the PIs. I know Dr. Lam is a PI at Hopkins, and Dr. Feng Hao also a PI from the academic center. And they're going to fill in questionnaires and send back to us. And then talking about all the expertise they have. And then we're going to enroll patients. Usually the failure rate is so high because they may enroll the wrong patients after all the screening, all the inclusion criteria, and then a lot of patients just failed. And you only get small side of patients coming to a study. That's very slow. Now, with AI can help to integrate all the registry data, like the data that, the PI collected from their patient records, and the AI can help to highlight area of PI. For example, in the US, here is the 10 centers you should focus on because they can give you more patients, likely. And then you can spend more resources to those centers. Then certainly that will significantly reduce your failure rate. I'm just pointing to one example. There are many, many different examples. So solution is more like, once we have this breakthrough, how we can, make sure the patient complies, receive the drug, and make sure the patient get, we collect all the required information, able to us to test the drug in the way that would support the submission. Another big area mentioned that is regulatory, like governance. FDA have been playing a very significant role in there. And currently, I think all of us still learning, and we do not know which is the right way or not. There's so many companies, so many vendors doing the same thing. Then how can we synchronize? What's the best approach for your company, and how we can synchronize all those learnings and move forward? Yeah, certainly we need the whole society. I mean, whole biopharmaceutical society need a guidance, some kind of guidance, or I have called can be facilitated learning or pool the learning together to help us move forward. I will stop here. So
yes,
I'll
question.
chime in a little bit from the regulatory perspective. My name is Linda. I work for FDA for 3 years, and right now I'm in the industry to do the regulatory affairs works. Recently, our sponsor, we are in the regulatory affairs team, and we are in charge of all the US or the EU submissions for INDs. So recently, in our communications with the agency, we should all remember that this spring, the FDA has issued kind of like a pilot guidance to decrease the animal tests. Before we are communicating with the agency, we didn't get too much feedback about how this guidance will actually apply to the our animal designs. But recently we do found one project that we got some feedback that has been referring to the specific guidance of how to decrease the use of the animals. It didn't say too much, and I cannot disclose much about it, but this is something that we can see the trending that the agency has preferred. We can decrease the use of the animals. And I think that it will certainly shorten the time for the animal testing. For example, if we can eliminate the 6 weeks of the tox study, the drug discovery timeline will be shortened. Because right now, most of the sponsors are in the process of getting the approval for the IND. So if we can shorten the animal test time, that will accelerate to get the IND approval letter. But how can we do that? The feedback didn't say much about it. It just saying, oh, you have to justify what your design is. So that is also the reason that I want to come to this group to learn more about what our other industries experts are thinking of it. I think right now we can only try and communicate in a very early stage, but nobody will know what the agency is really thinking about and what is the threshold there if we really using the AI design for that. So like we will see, but we have, as in from the perspective in the industry and regulatory affairs, we do see the favorable position from the agency. But how we can really apply that in our practice and how we can like save a lot of time and the cost for the sponsor, I think that is also a long way to go. But yeah, I'm also here eager to learn from others.
Can I have share one thought?
Yeah, sure, go.
So personally, I work on the AI drug powered drug discovery platform. To your point, right? So FDA trying to have AI to speed up the approval, IND enabling to reduce animal testing by certain ways. That's great. But I think another way to look at it is, one project I worked on was like a few months ago was working on how the AI can predict ADC performance, right? ADC is very popular. There are hundreds of ADCs in the different stage of pipelines. So basically, I built a model which can evaluate, predict ADC's efficacy and the toxicity and bystander effect, so on and so forth. So I even proposed, I'm like in the process proposed to NIH and FDA. My proposal is, because I see so many failures, right? People like put their ADC to the animal test, to the clinical phase 1, phase 2, and phase 3. Eventually, most of the project failed, right? In my mind, is why do you even do this? Spending billions of dollars, go through the animal testing, some human testing that eventually failed. So my proposal is, it's just like before you do any animal testing, before you do any human trials, you first need to pass certain AI simulation, AI testing, right? Think about this. If you're a pilot, cadet, before you go to the sky, fly real plane, what do? You pass the computer simulator. Maybe the computer simulator at the early stage is not 100% accurate, but at least have like 70% accuracy. Then over time, we can train the computer system, make it become 90% accurate. I think the way actually speed up the approval, speed up reducing costs is before doing any animal testing, before doing any human trials, let's pass the computer test. Because in certain ways, I think computer tests, at least in today's stage, based on the training, based on ultrasound testing, I can see there's 70% accuracy already. So given time, it can be 90%, can be like 95%. This will be huge saving and also money saving for a lot of investors, because you don't want to be told that you spend $300 million, 10 years later, the drug failed, right? You don't want to wait for 3 years, 10 years, and after spending $300 million. I mean, my thinking is, FDA and government should promote using AI as a first gate, see whether something is going to work or not work. If AI says it's not work, you need to have very high bar to say why AI is wrong, right? If AI is accurate, over time it become more accurate. So
I would like to provide a comments for this. It's a really interesting question. As a scientist, over the 15 years, I have been working for the drug development, cover from really early drug discovery and all the way down to the regulatory. So once we talk about the drug discovery, and then we have the target identification, we have those target optimization, and then move to the drug candidate nomination and so on. So there's a lot of work to do. And AI is not a new technology. Over the 30 years or even more that already being used, like computer-based, it's called high throughput drug screen. And then you already use those technologies. Just nowadays, it's called AI because it's AI a big term, and the huge umbrella, and you have machine learning, right? You have RNC and all kind of technology. With that, and there's a lot of biology we don't know. And if you don't know, it's very hard to do those kind of prediction accurately. For example, even for the AlphaFold and for the protein function prediction, and there are a few leaders in the field that admit that, you know, it can be supported, it can be really helpful to improve your efficacy, but you're not able to really rely on the AI to do this. And as the first gate, yeah, but wet lab still needed for now. At least I see maybe next 5 or years or so, animal studies still needed for the tox. If you don't test it, you will never know. So as FDA even mentioned, you know, for those AI technology, always is the supportive tool, and the human being is the one for the responsibility. That's my
Maybe I can.
Yeah.
I would like to add 2 comments. My name is Kai Chitang, and I'm doing this machine learning and AI for work. I fully agree with you. Okay, in this AI industry, AI is primary. It's not we want using AI to replace more things. We need more data. Okay, basically it's more data. I just reflect one of the project I did with Air Force. So it's maybe 20 years ago. Okay, we're using data mining and machine learning to study called biomechanics. So basically we study the aircraft, the seatbelt, and to see what kind of seatbelt design will help to prevent the deaths when some accident happens. So this is very rare cases. So when the laboratory, you know, the Air Force laboratory, think they collect a lot of data. However, when we come to see the data, so we're lacking more data. Okay. So that's the problem. I fully agree with you. So this is in the machine learning what we call data islands. Okay. So data is islands everywhere, but how to connect these islands, we don't know. Okay. It's separate by ocean. Okay. So how we connect the data of the ocean, then the problems will come to solve. Okay.
I just wanted to follow up on this.
Yeah.
So this
Go
is a
ahead.
very
Go ahead.
big question, and it is a challenge, but recently we already see the trend. There are a lot of collaboration between the AI company and the pharmaceutical company. And among the big pharma, recent news, Eli Lilly, they have a turn lab, right? They have a lot of data, and then they can share their data and do the ADMT prediction with some company waiting to share their data. Of course, or they have their own selection, but at least you see a trend for among those pharmaceutical company and those pharma align with each other and then can share the data in the future.
Yes.
And on the other hand, this is the company level. On the other hand, there is a project from European called Melody, and it lasts about 3 years. And about 10 countries and leading from those global pharma, AstraZeneca, GSK, and so on. The goal is to share those data and to get an accurate prediction. And that works well. And later on, I think early this year or the last year, Korean, they also did a similar project called K-Melody. And so this gave us a hint, and then a lot of companies already trying to fix this or overcome this issue and then trying to work together to do a better prediction.
You say the data, that means that they are RD data or clinical data?
I think they're focused on the preclinical data.
Preclinical.
Yeah, but later on, you don't know because this is the trend, right?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to do the ADMET.
I want to cover two things. Firstly,
Sure.
This is great discussion. And what I can see from my company perspective and also my experience was, just as said, you know, what there are traditional pharmaceutical company and biotech are heavily, especially on the clinical side, are highly regulated, already have established process. Each function have each, I call it silo data, like another word called fragmented data, and how to connect together. I think there are many efforts in many companies trying to conquer this. And this is a trend. I can see the trend will keep going, eventually come to a point that connecting all the dots. And I want to comment on Dr. Ho's remark on that. I think if you're in a company executive, when you make decisions, the decision is now, I call it multi-modal assessment evaluation. And everything, a lot of things based on, even drug approval, is based on what I call benefit and risk assessment. This is very big term. You know, what can this drug bring to the market? How much dollar we can bring in? At the same time, what are the risks, like chance of success, and many different portion, a part of those assessment. If you are executive, you're facing maybe 10, 20, 100 different point of consideration. I agree with you, AI can be one of those, but humans are behind those decision making that eventually push this, should I move forward this drug from preclinical to clinical? Should I make a decision to invest another $200 million into phase 3 trial? Those are big decisions. AI will play a role, and then when we see how larger we see. You know, in the past, I've seen they call it in silico simulation. They used to simulate clinical trial data, right? And it was there many years ago, even before the AI area. And then I think the question is how we can understand the patient level variability, patient level data, so we can really understand, because each patient is different. Even all the drug approved, it's hard to, most of drug won't achieve 100% of efficacy. We know that because the patient is so diverse. And so I think all those challenges are part of consideration that leadership consider when they advance to the next phase. So there's just no simple question, but I agree with you. The AI should be part of the consideration, one consideration when you try to make this.
Can I just add on a little bit? Yeah, probably like my thinking got a little bit simplified in the way what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying at this stage we use AI to replace all the animal testing, all the human clinical trials. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you know, particularly for the human part, at least this stage, we still need to do the clinical trials for sure, right? And also you know, Dayan, you mentioned about, you know, AI for 30 years. But when people talk about AI for 30 years, I think that's kind of not true. Because you look at AI 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it's different animal. You're comparing an abacus with like modern computers, right? That's like side. I think we also know that AI capability is exponentially growing, right? What I'm trying to say is, at this stage, at least an early discovery stage, because we're not doing a human test yet, right? We're just using AI to propose the drug candidates. We use AI to evaluate the successful likeness of the drug candidates. With that, right, if we evaluate that with a lot of data saying, hey, your AI model has 80% accuracy in predicting the actual outcome, 80% accuracy in predicting the actual outcome, then this is actually worth using the model as another gatekeeper. Okay, before anybody do any animal testing, before anybody spend, you know, $1 million, $100 million, let's do the AI test. Does your drug pass the AI test? If you pass, okay, continue to do the animal testing, human testing. If you don't pass, because we know it has 80% accuracy, then it worth some explanation why your drug, you know, is not passing the test, right? I'm not saying replace the animal testing, not replacing the, you know, the follow-up of clinical trials. The reason I think using AI is good, you know, from just as you mentioned, there are so many decision points. I kind of realized, you know, you think about executives, okay? I used to work at the big companies. I used to make such decisions, okay, as executive level. People have a bias. You think about this. You are the lead of the project for 5 years. You write a performance on project, you know, for 5 years, right? Now you tell your CEO, okay, the drug fails, okay, and then you fire it, right? And there's human bias. At a certain stage, they always say it's good. They always want to push forward. This bias, the AI in the way, let's say, condition is reliable. Today, 80% reliable. Next year, you know, with AI improvement, it become 95%, even like 99% accurate. We should rely more and more because humans are so biased because they have like financial incentive. They have their emotional incentive, right? They just want to see things which is not true because, you know, who want to see the field, you know, you lose your job, right? Nobody does that, right? So it's like, I think that's really the reason behind a lot of bad decisions in corporate. It's no exception in the pharmaceutical industry. So I'm just saying, use AI as another gatekeeper. if you don't pass the gatekeeper, we know it's reliable, you need to explain why you are exception, right? Then we still do the animal testing, we still do the human tests as today. In one day, maybe DeepMind, they're working on simulating the human cells. Maybe one day, they can simulate human cells with quantum computing. There's no need for human tests. But this is not right now. Maybe 10 years, 20 years from now, right?
I would agree with Kevin because it's just a very quick follow-up. I would agree with you because most of the pharmaceutical company, no matter biotech or biopharmaceutical company, they already apply those methods. So whatever you call the AI or the computer-based technology, most of them, and AstraZeneca, have been applied as a method for the drug screening for a long time. And AI, of course, with algorithm improvement and then computing power improvement, accuracy get better and better. For now, like in silicon, they mentioned, or don't copy on that, probably the accuracy about 85%. Are you fully rely on 85%? And I think we have a statistician here, and most of the statistical tests over 90 or 95, you can probably trust that. And still you have the possibility to get an error. So I don't deny your proposal, just saying, right now it's already being applied for all those kind of technology and just thinking ahead of what to do next. That's my thought.
Yeah, maybe I can add some over here. So I'm Kevin's background. In the past 8 years, I've been working on oligonucleotides. Basically, it's RNA-based technologies. I mean, this is a great discussion. We bring a lot of hot topics and future directions. But AI is definitely the trend. So last 2 years I worked with EIA. So AI is definitely the trend for big pharma. They invest a lot. They've been heavily invested. Actually, the bet is going to be no matter it's in the drug development pipelines or in the clinical trial, whatever, or the R&D side. So I've been working on the R&D side, basically in the oligonucleotide. So you need design sequence. You maybe have thousands of sequences for same target of mRNA, which is quite challenging to select the most potent one. That's number one. You have to screen those ones in the in vitro cell culture-based assay. That's big amount of work. And then secondly, you have those sequences are heavily modified by chemical. So how do you modify the chemical pattern, drug impact, the efficacy, and also the safety profile? So those are critical. So adding all this, how can you do this by humans? Each sample you may run like 10 concentrations by titrations. It's a lots of work, and you have to analyze data. Besides, also, I'm thinking, how do you apply? If it's a new modality, it's challenging because you don't have a data set to compare, right? But it's already established, like ATC or small molecule library already over there for the chemical properties. You can easily maybe using the data transform it to a reliable machine learning to generate the model. So for oligo, we also have challenges to animal reproducibilities. For mice to monkey, there's a lot of cases you don't have reproducibilities. From cell line to animal, there's no reproducibility. This gives a lot of challenge. How could you select a potent candidate? Even if you did a monkey study, when you put a human, it's totally different problem. So there are a lot of, I believe, for animal study or experimental testing need to be in place for those new modalities. But also AI could be shorten the timeline, like tedious work, like thousands of compounds to be screened in the library set. So I believe there's definitely a lot of work to challenge to work in this direction. But I mean, AI engineering and also chemistry biologists going to work together to move in this direction. I believe that's the direction. Yeah.
Okay, Feng Hao.
Thank you. I mean, this is a very nice discussion. And as part of it, kind of carry what our night talk the other night, into this roundtable. This is so awesome. And when I'm teaching innovation management in B school, pharmaceutical or drug discovery. Drug discovery is something I am
sorry.
used as a, role model to demonstrate how hard innovation is and how demanding this process could be and how risky, each step could be. So, and when you talk about, innovation management, I mean, I agree with that. AI is not something new, but this one is really different. So that's why we have to take courses. But if you look at this, new product development or innovation process, the mainstream way that in this corporate world is that the stage gate, phase. So you move from one stage, one gate, then the next phase, next stage, then you move on. So you could, on each gate, so there will be a filter, there will be a QC, mechanism over there. You could go, you could kill it, you could hold it, you could, possibly, recycle the technology. And what symbolizes the best drug discovery, for clinical phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, right? I know I'll be lying about, that will be like a $1 billion 10-year and less than 10%, success rate. It's on Nature article saying that it's at 2.4 billion, whatever, you know what I'm talking about. So it's very risky about this part. So what I'm saying is that no matter it's AI or not, this technology has been there, for a while, but this one is really different. But I want to take this into a more broader, perspective. So it's not the first time that new disruptive technology come into this arena. Talk to the Nobel Prize just this year, right? The disruptive innovation is a major driving force for economy in the long term. So what I'm saying here is that this is not the very first time we have a sustaining innovation. We have the possibility, disruptive innovation. So how could this display, including incumbent and also the disruptors, how could that be? So in the history, what we see more normally is that the innovators usually start with like something in the boundary instead of just core. Not because the potential or not, but more for the risk and the cost. Remember, risk, benefit, and cost, the triangle that I'm talking about. So usually what we see is that those new technologies, the new entrants, start with something in the boundary, serve those formerly unserved population or unserved needs, then move on to the mainstream, or they start with it may not be really low end. It could be start with high end ones, then move into the mainstream. So it could be happening in the other like tech industry, but also could be happening in the pharmaceutical industry as well. I mean, I don't want to take this too much long. We already have a deviation from Dr. Yang's question. So what specific areas could be fitting into that part? So in my mind, it could be something in the long tail problem. And I Dr. Jin, right? So you brought like humanity into this part. I feel like I'm a human. I feel pain. So that's the real need for this part. But how? I mean, the best way to do this is that if I have someone have personal attention to my personal problem, that personalization is something I really value, and we know that personalization is something really valued. But how can is it possible for every individual patients to have this healthcare at the level of like president, no matter who's in the my house? Well, it's not possible, right? By using AI, we could provide potentially provide a low cost solution to very highly personalized problem. So that kind of non-way problem might be this way. So there could be a lot of fields, but my guessing is that like patient mention, patient enrollment, if I'm the bottleneck, that really, if I stop you like 1 week in the development phase, I will stop, the marketer. I'm sorry, we don't have a marketer here. 1 week in the market, so that we can calculate the cost, right? So like that part is something that AI can really help. Like for us, we have the first USPTO approved patent for the patient navigation, so we can predict which provider treat what kind of disease. So with that information, we can navigate patients as a granular level of single disease. Without AI, we cannot do this. But your second question will be if something inhibits or prevent this inhibition. I want to share very shortly. So our first implementation case is in University of Hawaii Cancer Center. So the only cancer center in the vast Pacific Ocean. And I think this Dr. Wang mentioned about rural hospital, rural area, like limited access to care. Think about the ocean. single ocean. It is only, cancer center that is a vast, in the very vast, area. So we are navigating patients, oh God, on the largest area, largest referral area on the planet. So when we started, not pitching, but a more collaborative way to work with the institutions, we just feel like that, well, just cut to the chase. So we chose to work with our public data and our proprietary algorithm instead of using the clinical data. We know that will take years to get into our part. And eventually we got this, model piloted, we got it implemented. Now we move on to other institutions. So I think a little bit story to share here is that sometimes it's so hard to really conquer, Shanghai, Beijing, or to start with the countryside. That's how the Revolution War kind of tell us. But I think it's also quite a resonance in the innovation interplay between innovation and also the incumbents, and how that can make value, great value for the entire population. That's my, a little bit share 3 points. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. We have so very warm discussions. Yeah, so
Dr. Yang, I have it's an extended question, but it's all connected and related. Because we talk about the AI, and I think we all agree that AI is very promising. I've never denied that. On the other hand, and I think sometimes what we say, like for FDA's ELSA, it mentioned like an early stage intern, or some AI is still developing in entry level scientists can help you to do some assistant work. And yesterday I just read a report. From that report, like entry level job, it decreased 30% because of the AI, and a lot of the job being eliminated. And then senior level job is a little bit increased because you're still using those senior level. However, there's a gap, and we all are from junior level and to the senior level. And for myself, I have been helping with the data cleaning and do some entry-level job, and then get involved a little bit more, and then leading the project and leading the department. And this is my career path. But now there's no career path for that. And since we have our state leader here, and we also have a leader from the industry, I would like to ask your perspective. What do you think for this kind of perspective, or how do you fill this gap? It's kind of related, but I just wanted to propose this actually.
That's a very good question. And I think this discussion is really very good. And, everybody has something to say, and you have the opportunity to talk about it. But our time is limited. So, I think if we continue this discussion, I need to provide the dinner. So let's use Xu Yang's question as the end to ask everyone, how can we fill this gap as our last question and last answer? So when we have to stop here, how about that?
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean.
No, this is okay. This is a good question. This is a very realistic question. This is a gap there, so we can precede this one. So let's talk about that. Is how can we fill this gap? And that actually is predicted in the future. What from the individual viewpoint, how do you motivate yourself to fill this gap, right? So let's discuss this.
I believe that going back to my other question that I had for you, Jim, is about how it ties to the education. Here in Washington, D.C., back in the early 1970s, at the Watergate building, they had an office there that was on display. It was called the Future Paperless Office. Look at the paper we have here today, right? It takes at least one generation, maybe two, to make that consciousness shift. When a child is in the 2nd or 3rd grade, they're beginning to get their cognitive skills together, right? It's only when they reach our nice ripe ages that we have the best, right? We've got to do something that helps the younger people recognize that there's an entry level, and you build your skills. You learn from the people who have years of experience, and and get something special from it. You know, I just, all of us in our life, particularly in your successful careers, have had relationships with what I call mentors. People who have guided us with some kind of value that you've kept in your mind and your heart, and the people that you work with, so that the relationships are strong and loyal, knowing that they change. But the reality is, with AI, it's moving very fast. And I love that model that went from the 1940 all the way to today, that showed all the various things that have occurred in our world economy, in our communities. But in order to make that happen, you really have to make a commitment beyond yourself to work together in multicultural communities, to break down the walls of confusion and ignorance about what people know about each other, and help build solutions, because otherwise people think you're taking away their resource. So the earlier in a person's life that we can reach out and help them understand that these roles are special, and are worthy of further education and developing. I agree colleges are not gonna go away. There's certainly trillions of dollars invested to make sure that doesn't happen. But I too believe that the college and university environment will be more of a social interaction environment. And I hope it is successful, because that is our future. My last comment is, I remember years ago, when I started out my consulting business, I met a very interesting gentleman who had, with his brother, had worked at IBM. And they built one of the at that time, back in the early 90s, they had built one of the most significant consulting companies, promoted by IBM, but they built it on their own, wrote some books about strategic thinking, strategic planning. And he gave me a very lovely gift, which I passed on as well. There was a beautiful picture of children holding their hands, and behind them was a beautiful picture and print of the planet. And the message was this: be sure to teach our children the best you can, because they are messengers to a time we will never see. That's a message I think that we all have to understand. And so if you want our children to build on these great examples of AI and what AI can do, let's keep the human involvement and not ignore that, but yet take advantage of what AI and technology are giving us. I'm fascinated by it, and I'm 70 this year, so I hope I live another 70 years. I might with AI, who knows, right? Yeah, but the point I'm making is, I look at my 1-year-old grandson, and I want him to develop the skills so that for whatever world he chooses, whatever it is, it's not for me to control, but you want that creative mind to never stop. Anyways, that's my response.
I just want to very quickly follow up the question. Actually, I have been thinking for years. That's why I have been planned my book, written many books, and also I designed the program is project-based training that will be help develop. And also can plan to work with the college level, also high school level. We'll let the kids getting in early stage to get involved project-based training to develop management, innovation mindset, leadership as well. So basically the transition from junior level to senior level really is how they create management skill and the leadership skills. So that the project or plan I put together really try to help for very young kid, maybe from 15, 20, they will develop leadership. So they could be leader in their 20. So they could be senior in their 20. Because I already doing several projects, they are, 20s, they are, already titled CEO for their own initiative. And also I help them to form team, guide them to focus on the right market, to form right team. But appears doing well. That's my initiative start last year. Hopefully I will get the support for everybody. we work all together to help young entrepreneur or professional to grow from entry level to junior level and quickly get into senior, maybe 25, already senior. That's very, very possible. A lot of, we already observe some billionaire, they are in 20s. So without the leadership, just technology won't bring them over there. So they have capability. It's just how we can work together, discover it, and help them to move to that level.
It's a great discussion, right? This is a huge concern to the society as well. I remember that I returned from Silicon Valley 3 weeks ago. They talk about it for computer science graduate, probably 40% couldn't find a job, unfortunately, under the current market. The same you talked about earlier as well. And then there's a difference between humanity major and the computer science STEM major, right? For humanity major, actually, there are still a lot of jobs opening, and you need to deal with people. There's no way you can deal with the computer, right? I think there are two parts. Everyone can really get involved, change what we have now. This one is about mentorship, the other about apprenticeship. So basically, it takes time to get more experience in the job, right? Either skills or communication skill. I think one example I'm doing right now is really try to get a lot of young students and get the internship every summer from my delegate office. Every summer we get around 50 students. They're doing internship with our office. We're really focused on the science, not a STEM area, right? Not a bio, it's really the skills you need to interact with people. Which that part will never can be done very quickly, right? You need the interaction with the other humans. And that's really public policy, politics, and the community side. But for the other side, I got another robotics project in the summer, and I got a lot of really very skilled, very capable college students. They couldn't find an internship even, right? I think in the past, they probably can find an internship really easily. Now, because the job market kind of squeezed up, like young graduates, they're probably doing more entry-level job. And then for college students, they even couldn't find an internship. That's the challenge we're facing. Basically, you have a gap, right? How do we fill the gap? I think everybody in the industry need to be really intentionally try to find a way to help those young students, give them internship, have a mentorship, some job opportunities, right? Then gradually they build that leverage, you eventually move up to that career ladder. I think that's the part everyone need to get in. Like when you do the biotech, right? Maybe you find a young student, right? Get you involved with certain part of the project, and that builds their experience. Eventually, they probably can skip that really junior position, right? They can graduate from college with a lot of experience working in industry. They can jump down to the middle of the career. And I think that's probably in the future what we're seeing right now. It's just changing, and we have to adapt that change, both intentionally and with that kind of, I would say, support from the industry as well. And from the government, yeah.
Do you think if it's possible from the Maryland state level that will provide some tax or other incentive for the company who at least provide those internship, volunteer activity, even some paid?
We actually have, right?
I think maybe we can increase those level because this is a gap going to see more and more. It's not trivial now because especially current job market, there are many young kids, college students cannot find opportunity. Even I'm thinking about organizations level, how we can help to provide more volunteering opportunity to all the young kids. I think that's very important.
Sure. So one example, I've been proposing legislation, but I think this is something new, right? We did the legislation try to prevent apprenticeship tax credit. So every company, if you're taking apprenticeship, this collaboration with the state government, you can get $5,000 back, right? So, but we primarily focus on agriculture. This is a traditional industry. This is high tax. This is really something new. I think we have not prepared for this yet, but definitely something I think the state is going to think about it and make sure the young kids have a career transition, right? From graduate to some middle level career. And it will cost a lot of money. I think the state definitely needs to think about this. I'm definitely will pay attention to this.
I know when I was working with a company in Boston, and there are a few of interns paid by the government, Boston state government, coming to the biotech company for internship. This is a very valuable experience for the younger generation. Yeah, I think.
So the other part, we are trying to support biotech, right? We give them tax credit, right? I think it's probably sometimes depends how you organize the expense. And then maybe that apprenticeship expense can be part of your operating expense, right? So then when you talk about tax and other stuff, and you can put that part for your expense part. Maybe that's another way to think about that.
We talk about the kids, talk about junior entry levels, right? I think this is what we see at the beginning. A lot of companies, particularly those embracing AI aggressively, they are not just reducing the junior level, they actually let a lot of directors, VPs go, right? Because we don't need that many leaders, all the people stay there need to be hands-on. So I think what we're talking about that's actually kind of a stress. The AI impact is a paradigm shift. It's not I know like Yinxia, you mentioned a tool. I think this is more than a tool. This is probably 1,000 years, many years, probably billion years impact on the human society. This is a question about what a human's role need to be in today's world. Do we co-live, intermarry with AI, or we need to find another way to let the humanity to survive, right? This is very, very serious.
That's true.
So before you talk about you talk about you have the benefit for the entry level. You listen to the podcast, those frontier thinkings. They think eventually the job will be replaced. It's a CEO, okay? Because the most complex job in the company is like CEO, make a complex decision, think of all the strategy, like the macro environment, the unique economics, make very big decisions. Most CEOs are not that smart, to be honest, right? To be honest, most CEOs get there because they know certain skills, they are not very intelligent. But you think about it, your company driven by human, not that intelligent, another company driven by Elon Musk or something like AIs, right? Which will win, the AI company will win. So the CEO's job is not secure either. Do you want to have benefit for CEOs? Maybe not, right? So this is very, very fundamental, very, very profound, actually. This is I'm probably you guys know I'm very concerned about all this stuff. This is very impactful, very profound.
Okay, I think that we have to stop here. Have to stop here, no matter what that is. Yeah, you guys can continue discussion afterwards, okay? Because the time is up, we need to leave the room, okay? So obviously everyone is enjoying today's session. And if we continue discussion, probably we can last to tomorrow.
We have some champagne for celebration. Can we?
Yes, that's the way we want to stop here. That's the way. That's why I have to stop here. So now I officially announce our series 1 is successfully finished. Okay, so I want to appreciate all the audience, whatever the online or offline, we appreciate everyone's involvement. And let's continue this efforts. And you can see that from the discussion, how many questions we needed to continue to discuss it. And everyone need to be aware of the time is flying and the technology is get up. And everyone need to catch up. So we have a lot of work to do. So, but from our series 1, now we finish it. So thank you, everyone. And let's waiting for our next series. And we will move on as Dr. Victor Wang is pretty promised that we will continue our series, and next series is to move on to some other area, but we will continue our discussion, continue our communication, and only work together and move together, then we can move the society, we can change the world, right? So let's finish it here. Okay, so this this event is closed here. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take this off. Take this off. Victor, take this off. So we continue our offline.
Local meeting, yeah.